Hi guys, and welcome to a slightly late Game of Thrones review with Claudia and Dan. Today we are reviewing...
Slightly late. It's been about 5 years.
It has been about 5 years, but we've had... It was our mum's birthday, so the time when we usually would be, you know... Couldn't be asked to complete that story, really, for people who don't... Can't be asked. I just can't be asked. Shall we just get on with the review?
Yes.
Right, so it is the dragon and the...
What just happened?
I began telling a story and I realised I didn't care. I thought if I didn't care, they won't care either. Anyway, life happened. That's why it's late. So let's begin.
Get used to it.
What did you want to say about the series finale of the penultimate series ever of Game of Thrones?
What do I want to say about it?
Well, I don't know. What do you want to say about it?
I want to say it was good. I liked it.
Yeah, I think I'm going to say it was good. I liked it. Like, it had things that
that's what I just said.
Technically,
You're just
I'm
copying my
allowed to say
answers.
it as well.
Word for word, you just copied my review.
I think that there were
It's good. I liked it.
moments in this episode which probably were good on paper.
I like Game of Thrones. Yeah.
They were probably good on paper, but I don't know, it felt a little bit rushed in places.
Oh, it did feel rushed.
It was like, technically, it's everything
In some ways, it's a good summary of season 7.
Yeah. It felt like a dream in terms of what was happening.
Yes.
It was just there wasn't.
However, I still
always
feel like it hasn't happened.
Yeah, the impact isn't there because they didn't
The
build
impact hasn't
it enough.
hit me yet.
No, not quite yet.
The fact that Jaime Lannister has just taken himself away from the Lannisters and is on his way north doesn't quite feel like it's actually happening.
No, neither does it. No, it doesn't.
Because it hasn't been given the emotional or the time
No.
focused on it.
I feel like there's so much happening. Like, with other series, it would end on one big storyline, like the Red Wedding or even the Purple Wedding.
Yeah.
And it would be like one big thing, and you'd be like, okay, wow, I can deal with that. It's
Yeah.
a lot, but you can still deal with it.
Yeah.
But so much is happening that it kind of... I don't know, there are moments which should be massive, which are now becoming tiny little things.
Yeah, that's the issue, I think.
Like, for example, like when something in this episode which should have been absolutely ginormous was the two, the Clegane brothers seeing each other again. And it kind of felt like, because so much other stuff was happening, it was just a small moment in a big episode. Whereas
I felt that moment was really forced as well.
Yeah. Did you want to start on the Dragon Pit scene?
Was that the first scene in the episode?
No, it wasn't. The Dragon Pit scene is the one where they... Well, it was quite near the beginning.
I know which one the dragon scene was. I'm just wondering what the first scene of the episode was.
I can't remember No, because before that we had that scene with Bronn and Jaime talking about cocks on the top of the...
Okay, well, let's start from the opening scene.
Was that the opening scene? I seem to remember that was very early on.
That's what I'm trying to find out. I thought that's what you were telling me.
But I think that was the first one.
I can't remember what the opening scene was.
It was one of the first,
it's been 2 years.
notable things. There's too much, like... People have complained about D&D deviating from George R.R. Martin's book template. And to be honest, I think they've done quite a good job in lots of ways. They've tied a lot of stuff up, they've made it exciting. But you can really tell their dialogue is seeping through sometimes when you just think, like, the amount of times I heard the word cock in that episode felt like too much.
It's weird, isn't it?
A little bit too much. Like, I don't know, it was very weird. And what they were trying to say in that conversation about how it's all about cocks was clearly what they meant to say was, oh, it's all about family and love and attraction and stuff. Like, but they just simplified it and it felt really weird. Especially, like, I don't know, Bronn I can kind of get that from, but I don't know if Jaime would really...
Yeah.
Maybe if that was a conversation between, like, Tormund and someone?
It's still not the kind of dialogue you want to open your big character meeting episode scene.
It's just all about cocks, really. Summarise your show, why not? It's just all about... I mean, that's not really what I think it's all about, but I'm glad D&D have some vision for... It's what we've been really trying to show all this time. Although, I think
that's the plot of season 8.
They need to get... No, the plot of season 8 is Tormund wondering if it really is all about cocks. Tormund's take. Season 2.
Tormund's take.
That's literally where it goes. We don't even follow the events of the main characters next series. It all starts from Tormund climbing out of the rubble of the wall.
No, he didn't fall.
Where was he then?
So many people have said this. He didn't fall.
I thought he got, like, avalanched in.
Watch the bloody episode. He doesn't
What happened
fall.
to Tormund, then?
Tormund and Beric are running along the top of the wall.
Right.
And they end up on the bit that hasn't collapsed. Because you know how there's like a...
Oh, okay. I got the impression he'd fallen, but okay.
Then it comes down.
I believe you.
And there's still a bit standing here.
Okay.
Or a bit here. He got onto this bit.
That's good then. I'm glad.
They're fine.
I'm glad Tormund's alright. I suppose if you're a main character, then you're.
Yeah,
you're
all the
alright.
red shirts fell. The disposables all fell and got buried. Yeah. Captain. But yeah, no. Beric and Tormund are absolutely fine.
We didn't really need. I mean, they could have killed them off, really.
Heavens above.
I don't want to kill off Tormund, but I mean, Beric we could do
Why
without.
say it,
We
then?
could do without Beric, couldn't we?
I like Beric.
The episodes are getting crowded, is all I'm saying.
No, I'll tell you what. I sort of agree,
Alright, okay.
but I wanted like a big... For some reason, I really wanted a scene where, you know, when the Night King was on Viserion, he was like destroying the wall.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think I must have just thought of this by myself, but I wanted to see Beric. Alas, I wanted to see Beric light up his fire sword. This is deadly serious, and like leap from the wall, like attacking the Night King,
Sort of like
and
him,
land on
like
Viserion.
Steve Rogers when he died.
Yeah, you know, like with his fire sword, and like land on Viserion, like try and knock the Night King off. But like obviously fail, like get stabbed with
and then you could fall and
the ice spear, and you'd be like, ah.
That is a really epic way of losing some of the deadwood. Really.
How cool would that have been?
It would have been good for Beric,
would have been like,
and
oh,
it would have
shit.
rid us of a character that we didn't really need, and then we could have had Tormund
Ending the season
on top
on a
of,
massive action scene.
No, ending the season on Tormund looking over and going, "Alas, poor Beric. I knew him well." That's it. Cut to black.
Was that a knock?
No, I think it's coming from the next door people who are trying to build, I think.
Oh.
I think. If there's someone at the door, then I'm sorry.
Knock.
We're busy, I'm afraid.
We're busy.
That's what we say when the phone rings. We're busy, I'm afraid. Yeah, so I guess since we're on the dragon scene, you were the one who brought this up with me, because we have discussed this a little bit before. But
Well, it has been
before
a long time.
the little Suicide Squad went out on their little mission, I mean, you brought this up. There was no danger from the White Walkers in the first place.
Yeah, no.
The wall would not have come down.
The problem is now, the fact that Viserion and the dragon is what the White Walkers needed to take the wall down, means that before that time they had a dragon, there was no threat from the White Walkers.
Nothing. They would have just stood at the wall and then walked home again. We can't
They
get through
should have
lads.
written the White Walkers using a different method of taking down the wall.
And
Because
then
now it seems a bit silly.
they could still have had the Ice Dragon helping out a bit to
Yeah.
make it cool.
What was I saying about the horn? There is definitely some magical horn that keeps the wall up.
Yeah, I think you're probably right. I read the books a while ago, but I find them quite hard to read, and I have to say I prefer the TV show. So, don't kill me.
You're throwing around controversial opinions.
I know, I do actually prefer the TV show.
You
a
drop
lot.
that in there.
I know, I do.
I prefer
But
the TV show.
I think I can recall something like that, but I read a lot of like fantasy fiction.
Certainly some magical horn that's like, whoa, and it's keeping the wall up.
Could they not have like shown them
Or
that?
it's keeping the wall enchanted or whatever.
Okay. But basically what we've discovered is that it's all Jon's fault. This whole thing is Jon Snow's fault.
Well, let's not blame it entirely on Jon.
It really is
Because
entirely Jon's fault.
For getting
Jon's
so
like,
he was too
"We've
paranoid
got-"
about it, so
he was
them all
like a
killed.
self-fulfilling prophecy,
Yeah.
basically. Like, it's all Jon's fault.
He was too, yeah.
It's like a message about paranoia to the audience.
Mm.
It's like, you will make your own demons come true.
Make your own demons come true.
But when the wall came down, now, you had this vision in your head of them really speeding up once the wall came down, and yet I still didn't see that. I still saw them really slowly, like...
Right,
There's the wall.
No, look, I still think you misunderstood what I said that time. I'm not anticipating them to suddenly start running, like the Night King's like, go, and then they all like run. I'm not anticipating that at all. What I was saying is, you were thinking it was going to be like ages in real time waiting for them. You thought, oh, they're no threat, they'll be here in a few years. In terms of the show and the way how fast the show's going, what I'm saying is, the battle happened quickly. I wouldn't be surprised if season 8 starts with a battle, like one of the upper.
I've literally just
Northern.
remembered something. Have you seen the screenshot? I didn't see this. I didn't notice this when I first watched the episode. But have you seen the screenshots of the Night King's formation?
I think that's just an Easter egg. Making the start.
Making the start.
wolf.
Well,
Yeah.
they say it's the wolf logo, but when I looked at it, I was thinking it doesn't actually look that much like the wolf logo. I feel like if they
So
were...
you don't think it looks like the
No,
wolf?
I
No one's telling you it is the wolf
No,
logo.
people were saying-
They say it's the wolf logo, but I don't think it looks like
I've
the
read
wolf
articles
logo.
from people
That
saying...
means it might not be the wolf
I've
logo.
read articles from people saying that it could be the wolf
Claudia's
logo.
take.
Claudia's take.
Claudia's take.
It's all about
on
the
popular
logo.
Game of Thrones theories. It could be the logo,
People...
but I don't think it is the logo because it doesn't look like the logo. Tune in next week.
No, but I have seen lots of like Twitter articles and things of people pointing it out. But I feel like if they were going to deliberately put in a wolf logo, like they'd make it more.
Yeah, I don't.
I don't think it was personally, but it was an interesting Easter egg to see if that is the case. What do you want to go for? Like, there's so much to go for.
I'll tell you what I want to go for. It's a question I'd like to ask you.
To ask me.
And to ask everyone.
All right.
To do with this episode.
Oh, obviously. Okay.
Do you remember that character Gendry?
No.
Do you remember him?
Who's Gendry?
Well, he was this little character and he came in early seasons.
Mm.
He was the bastard of Robert Baratheon.
Right.
And then they brought him back quite recently.
Did they?
Yeah. Supposedly he wasn't that important though.
But he can't have been that
As he was
important.
nowhere to be seen.
He wasn't in the last episode.
In the last episode at all. He wasn't mentioned. No one, Davos wasn't like, oh, leave Gendry on the boat. Nothing like that. He just wasn't in it.
I've already forgotten Gendry, to be honest.
And I don't understand what the point of bringing him back was. If his... Let's think about this though. The sole reason they needed Gendry back was so that he could run back to the wall. Not even fight any whites.
Anyone.
Just run
He
back
didn't
to
even
the
need
wall.
to use his special character-specific hammer. He gave that to Tormund.
Yeah, what's going on? It's like they decided to bring him back and then thought, let's not bring him back.
This was a mistake.
But it was too late because they'd already told, what's it, Joe
Dempsey, yeah.
They'd already told him and they were like, oh.
Poor Joe. Maybe this Gendry as a character has just realised that this is just too much.
this is silly.
This is just too much.
Isn't this silly?
We did have Podrick this episode though.
We've got Podrick.
For some reason I associate Gendry and Podrick and I don't know why.
You do that quite a bit.
I
Yeah.
really, in my mind,
Whenever I say Gendry wasn't, you're like, but we did get Podrick. So what's your point?
I think Podrick might be another one of Robert Baratheon's bastards because he had 20 kids.
Somehow I don't think they're going to fit that storyline into the 6 episodes we've got left of Game of Thrones.
The next series will literally be just Tormund's take, the Night King's search for love, and Podrick.
Oh, the Night King's search for love.
Podrick discovering his true ancestry.
Yeah, perfect.
That's it.
Episode 1 will kill off all the other characters.
They're unnecessary now.
Yeah.
They are deadwood. We don't need them. Well, we need a couple for Tormund, but
Well, keep like Jorah.
keep Jorah, Beric, Brienne, maybe, and Jon, maybe. I think more of a bromance.
Yeah.
But, you know.
Talking of Podrick, I forgot his name.
Talking of
Podrick,
Yeah.
I don't fully understand that scene. Well, not even a scene, it's just a very little moment. In the Dragon Pit meeting, they first get there, and for some reason we need to hear Bronn say, come on Podrick, let's go have a drink. Which is fair enough. I mean, no one's going to question it that much if they weren't in the scene, like, oh, they've probably gone somewhere. But then why did we need to see a shot of Jon solemnly watching them leave? Like,
have you considered...
like he missed them, or like he and somehow wanted to go with them for a drink.
But maybe the fact that Bronn very loudly gave them a cover story implies that that's not where they were going or what they were doing at all. Maybe that was what Jon was thinking.
Yeah.
Jon was like, they didn't really need to tell us where they were going.
He's like, that's a bit weird.
But we know the real reason.
That's a bit weird.
You told me the real reason. Why?
Oh, the real reason is
why Bronn
because
isn't in that scene.
Jerome Flynn and Lena Headey supposedly can't be in the same scene together.
Yeah, I read that as well.
Due to some sort of romance that went so badly wrong,
they can't
they can't
actually be
physically
in the same
in the same room.
even if they don't interact.
God knows what happened.
No, God. I guess we should go through the dragon pit scene, since we're kind of going around it.
Let's go through the dragon pit scene.
So there's lots to talk about within
the arrival, first of all.
Right.
The meeting of the two posses.
Yeah.
I liked that.
Yes.
They fit in the bit where the Hound saw Brienne.
Yeah, we had lots of sets of characters looking at each other as they walked past, and it was quite exciting. I liked that a lot.
Yeah. I mean, it didn't feel as impactful as it should.
No.
But I will say that they didn't really forget anything.
No, they had all the character relationships.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I
don't know, like, there was... It did feel a bit... I have this thing where I'm still not... I'm disliking Danny and John more and more, the more
We'll
I
get
see
to that.
them.
No, we'll get to that.
No,
We don't need that.
I'm not
We'll
talking
get
about
to
that bit. I'm not talking about that bit. I'm just talking about the fact that why did Danny need to come in on the dragon? They're all waiting there, and yet Danny's got to come in on the dragon and, like...
I tell you what.
I just don't get it.
I would have rathered the budget for that moment to have gone to Beric jumping off the wall towards Viserion with the flaming sword.
Exactly. It just seemed unnecessary. They know she's got dragons. Like, it didn't actually seem to bother Cersei that much.
No.
Really? Cersei was just sort of like, what, okay.
At this point, Cersei's got nothing to lose, so she doesn't care.
I don't know, I think that she was genuinely quite horrified by the wife that they made Sandor Clegane carry in. Why was Sandor made to carry it in on that weird box contraption on his back?
Yeah, I don't know. And why, yeah.
That would just seem pretty weird for me.
And I still don't quite understand why Tormund and Beric stayed when they could have come with the others and helped him carry it, but... Because they were part of that storyline. I don't know.
Maybe they needed there for next series, that's something.
Well, I don't know, now they're stuck on the top of the wall, aren't they? Like,
they're literally just stuck there for the rest of the series, like, we can't come down, there's no stairs.
Occasionally we cut back to them and they're like, they've got a little campfire and they're just sitting there like, oh.
That can be where Tormund's take happens.
Yeah.
Tormund's just chatting to Beric about his, like, complex feelings and, you know.
And Beric's, like, really paranoid about his eye patch and Tormund's like, it's beautiful.
Are you sensing a love story starting
Were
up
you
there?
not?
I don't know.
I thought that was the plot of Tormund's take.
I
Because
saw
they've
it
been
more
left
as
together, haven't they?
Tormund discussing his complex sexuality and then maybe through that love blossoms.
Oh, okay, well.
I mean, we don't know
You had
anything.
a different idea of how Tormund's take is going to go down to me, but...
Yeah, slightly.
Yeah.
I wasn't 100% on the Tormund and Beric shit. I don't think he's quite ready. I think he's too fresh in his journey to settle down with his OTP love straight away. The dragon pit scene, again. There's just so much.
Again, let's try again.
Let's talk about your son, Theon Greyjoy.
Why? We can talk about the dragon pit scene.
That is the scene! I'm talking about Theon within the dragon pit scene.
Well, that kind of comes under... Theon's kind of got his own bracket this episode, hasn't he?
Alright, I suppose he has.
Theon's bracket.
Tormund's sake. Theon's bracket.
I am so happy with Theon's role in this episode.
Mm-hmm.
So happy.
Yeah.
Even the fact he didn't get any lines in that walking scene. It doesn't matter, I saw him walking. We saw him walking, he was walking, and he was accepted.
What walking scene?
When they were walking to the posse scene, when they were walking together.
Oh right, yeah, okay.
What walking scene?
I don't remember it. But I do, but not by like the walking scene.
How do you remember it by then?
I don't know. I don't know.
Exactly. Keep it down. So, Theon.
Now, Dan has received some stick throughout these reviews, both on Tumblr, I might add. I've had some asks on this subject before.
Like, why does Dan like Theon so much?
Explain why you like Theon.
Right, Theon Greyjoy has had one of the most interesting storylines out of the entire show. Every character in Game of Thrones does bad things.
Yeah.
Okay? Every character. So there are some characters that are liked, that have done way worse things than Theon ever has.
Jaime Lannister? Tyrion Lannister?
Even Dany has, burned
Roasted
people alive.
people alive.
She recently burned a father and a son alive.
For no reason at all.
Okay? Theon has had such a, messed up childhood. He doesn't know where he belongs. He doesn't feel wanted by his own family. He wants to prove himself to his new family, but he doesn't feel like he fits in there either.
Yeah.
He just wants someone to like him, and he wants love.
Yep.
So he did muck up. Like I'm not excusing what he did at Winterfell. He did muck up.
It was really bad.
I did think the scene was absolutely bloody excellent.
The music and everything, yeah.
Bloody excellent.
Yeah.
But he did muck up. But
Yeah.
that's the point. That is the point. He has done a bad thing, and he is now coming back from it.
And they can't say that he hasn't been punished enough narratively,
He's
can
been
they?
punished
I mean,
more than any other character
he
in the
really
entire
has.
show. And he is still going.
Yeah.
Right, he's still bloody going.
He's still trying to atone for what he's done.
And you know what? It probably won't work out for Theon. Maybe he'll save Yara, but it won't work out for Theon.
No.
But the point is, he's trying, and he tried.
Yes, he did try to change.
Jon has forgiven him. Sansa has forgiven him. Why do you like Theon? Bloody hell. I love the scene, continuing the Theon bit though.
Right, yeah, I've got something to say about
So
that
yeah,
as well.
so we saw him with the posse, which was great. He got a shot where he was just right next to Dany. There was a shot where it was just Dany and Theon. That's cool. His big scene towards the end of the episode. Though.
Oh, what a moment! What a
Well,
moment!
first of all, he has his bit with Jon, and
Yeah.
he says, "Look, Jon, I've done wrong things. I want you to forgive me. I need you to understand, and I'm gonna go and I want to go and help Yara. I want to go and
I've got
save
to try
Yara.
and be a good person.
I've got to try and be a good person." And
Yeah.
Jon says, "You know what? I respect that, lad. You absolute boy." And he's like, "Off you go. Go do it."
I like the bit where he said he doesn't have to choose between being a Stark and a Greyjoy.
Yeah.
He can be both.
He's a Stark and a Greyjoy.
He's both of
That's
them.
yeah.
So I hope that the viewers out there are going to accept him as a Stark now, because
Yeah.
he deserves to be accepted as a Stark.
Or is it Greyjoy? Whatever he wants to be known
Whatever
as.
he wants, as both.
Yeah.
As both.
As both. As both.
He's part of both families.
I remember your text as this was happening. You know the scene where he goes onto the beach after this, and he
Oh,
meets
God,
the rest of the Greyjoy men,
My
or
heart
whatever they
was
are.
going so badly.
You literally text me saying, "Oh God, Dan, I'm so sorry. I'm sorry you have to see this." As he was getting knocked down and beaten down,
Oh,
but I knew it was
God.
going somewhere because I still believed in Theon. I knew it was going somewhere, and he didn't let me down. He used his disadvantage, to his advantage.
It was wonderful.
And Bosh, and he was like, "No."
Because that's the thing about Theon, isn't it? Like, it's what you're saying. It's really metaphorical with Theon. Like, he
He's
doesn't
been
give
be-
up.
That
He
entire
tries.
scene is a summary of his storyline. He gets beaten down, right down. He gets
Yes.
mocked. He gets kicked.
He's been absolutely tortured. This
He
poor
gets laughed
man.
at, but he gets back up.
because it's the right thing to do. It's
Like,
the right thing to do,
It
and so
literally
he
reminded
does
me of
it.
the Captain America Steve Rogers scene all the time. Steve gets beaten down, and he's like, "I could do this all day." Like, that's Theon.
Theon's strength is that he's survived so much. He's survived so much terrible things, and the amount of characters that have things that aren't that bad happening to them, and yet they become bad people and do bad things. And yet after all that, like, think about sorry, I know this has nothing to do with the episode, but the fact that he still helped Sansa because of his conscience.
Yeah.
He's terrified of Ramsay. He is absolutely terrified.
As anyone would be, yeah.
And yet he's still I don't know, I think he's wonderful and complex, and I've made a video before on this channel about liking problematic characters and things. I think in fiction you can explore those grey characters, and it's interesting. You can't not like a character.
Point is,
like, it's just
he's paid for what he's done.
yes, he has more than
paid for what he's done.
any other character on the whole show. I can't think of a character who's paid more.
Yeah.
Anyway, that was the Theon's bracket.
Thank you.
Theon's bracket.
Theon's bracket.
Theon's bracket. From Theon to Euron. Euron is... I know he's supposed to be like unpredictable and maybe a bit scary, but I just laughed. I genuinely laughed when he sort of interrupted the big meeting in the Dragon Pit, because I swear all three Lannisters, well, Jaime and Tyrion, were just looking at him like, okay, well,
Yeah,
if
like,
you could bring that up later,
yeah.
maybe.
Ooh, good one, Euron.
But perhaps.
How about, yeah.
How about
Good one,
shush,
though. Well done,
shush. Good, but no.
Yeah.
He was just unnecessary. that fact that he just like sat there and was like, "Oh, Theon, I've got your sister," and nobody said anything. I'm sorry, but where was Jon? Where was Jon to say, "Sit the hell down"? Theon? Like, no.
And it's not like Jon's trying to be all keep the peace, is he? He even said his bloody thing where he was like, he mucked the whole thing up.
This is what I've been waiting for in this review, but I'm gonna go straight there. I'm sorry, like I was gonna talk about Euron, right? For ages now. You know this happens in fandom, right? Sansa has been absolutely. I'm so ready.
Now,
listen
to me.
People have ripped into Sansa for so long. For so long. Oh, we can't trust Sansa to do the right thing. Oh, she'll muck it all up with her own ideas, and she's not doing what's right for the North.
So how come you're allowed to do this sort of thing? Like, make
she
fun
likes
of your,
Joffrey
like,
because it's not.
But I'm not.
Let me carry on. This is important. Jon literally gave away the independence of the whole North because he fancies his own bloody aunt. What is he thinking? Like, I can't even tell you. Why would he even do that? That's not even noble. This is worse than Ned. He is worse than Ned at this point. Get back here and listen to me. He let everyone down.
I agree.
He literally let everyone down, ruined everything.
I think the point is though, it's the start of the downfall, isn't it? That's the point.
All that hard work,
For both
and he's
of them,
literally given up. He is no king of the North. Because he doesn't care about the North.
Alright, calm down.
As quoted by Bronn, in the end, it's all about cocks. Who cares about the North, eh? It's not like all your family have risked so much fighting for it. It's not like your brother Rob died for the North.
To be fair though, I mean, Rob mucked up as well when his girlfriend was involved in his life.
But would Rob have actually, at that point, I really don't think even Rob is foolish enough to have got to that point where everyone is sitting there in a civil situation. Think about how long that would have taken. Like, it had to be that time. Everyone is sitting around. It's massive. It's huge.
Huge.
Exactly. And then it was the most ridiculous thing, and I am absolutely stunned that Dany even wanted anything to do with Jon romantically after that, because that would be the warning sign for me, where I just thought, like, this guy is just ridiculous. I'm never going to hear another bad word about Sansa after this episode, because she is Queen in the North, because Jon has lost that title now. Dany should have stayed with Jorah. Jorah wouldn't have done it. Jorah would not have done that.
Well, it all worked out in the end anyway, because we, like...
Did it, though?
Yeah.
Did it all work out in the end?
So she agreed. She was never going to properly agree. We're in exactly the same situation we would have been in if it had gone to plan. Just because Jon stuck with his emotions...
He's a loose cannon. This is politics.
Jon's a loose cannon.
He's a loose cannon.
Jon's a loose cannon.
He's a loose cannon.
Oh, okay.
Yes,
oh,
he is.
alright, yeah. Jon's a loose cannon. What a volatile young man. What will he do next? Well, he's crazy. He might do somersaults.
He had to
he's so cool.
was say, okay,
what a
Cersei.
loose cannon.
Okay, Cersei. For the sake of this alliance and everybody here, and for the sake of the North,
but the point
and the
is,
people I'm supposed to represent.
But the point is, he decided that wasn't right for him, and he did what he felt was right. Like he always does. It's probably the first time in the entire show he's actually been selfish and done something that he wants.
It feels like when people...
I'm sticking by that. It's probably the first time in the entire show that Jon's done something that actually benefits him.
But what a moment to pick.
Well, he's got one season left. When do you want him to pick it? He's good. Like, the fact it worked out. You've just got all this inner bitterness because for 7 seasons now people have been against Sansa. You're like, oh look, he did a bad thing. No, look, I'll never hear a bad thing about Sansa again.
It's kind of true. That's kind of true. No, but it just reminds me of like you know when there's like a big threat on the say in politics where you've got like, for example, in America Trump got in and like I'll never ever forgive the people who voted Trump for that ever, and it's like Bernie and Hillary on the left should have been like supporting each other.
Don't Bernie.
As in, because here's the greater evil over here, Donald Trump. It's like that. It's like John was like that annoying person that's like, oh, but I don't want to make an alliance with another party on the left, you know, we're doing our own thing. And it's like, look at the bigger picture, please. That's what it felt like. And that's all I have to say about Jon Snow until we get to the incest part.
Well, blew that right out of proportion, didn't you?
Shall we go for the incest part?
Have we missed anything in the Dragon Pit?
Oh, we've missed plenty of things in the Dragon Pit. We missed the fact that White jumped out of the box. Like, conveniently, like, the sort of, like, chain it was on was, really conveniently spaced, because that could have eaten Cersei's
that was
face.
silly, wasn't it?
It stopped about
No one really
here.
thought about that, did they?
And Jaime Lannister didn't immediately get up from his chair, and I would have thought that Jaime would, like, instantly, the moment something runs towards Cersei, would just be like, no, and jump in the way. He didn't, which kind of bothered me a bit, because I feel like he would have.
Well, they were all terrified, weren't they?
Yeah, I know, but still, this is Jaime Lannister charged a dragon.
No, but this is Jaime Lannister at the end of his tether,
Yeah, I suppose so.
isn't it?
I guess so.
He's bloody had
The
enough
beginning
of
of
that
poor
woman.
Jamie's, like, mental breakdown through years of this awful relationship with Cersei. It's like the breakdown is coming. I mean, we could go for Jaime and Cersei here.
What do you mean?
Well, I was going to say, I have things to say about Jaime and Cersei.
Go for Jaime.
Okay, I have been waiting for this
I'm
for...
not stopping you.
I have been waiting for this for such a long time. Like, you know, I'm so invested in basically all three of the Lannisters, but, like, especially Jaime and Cersei, because they're the ones that are together at this point. But I love the other dynamic as well. It should have been maybe... Don't get me wrong, I was excited to see Jaime leave. It was huge. It was huge that...
Huge.
It was huge that Cersei was gonna potentially kill him, and for a moment I actually thought she was. For a moment I
wouldn't
thought...
have minded seeing a fight between the Mountain and Jaime, just a little one.
But I would have then had Cersei watching it, and Jaime be like, Cersei, no, and then Cersei might have gone, stop! And then Jaime could have, like, flounced out, like, that's it, that is it.
Yeah.
And then Cersei could have watched from the top, like, what have I done? What have I done? I am the creator of my own misery. Because that is Cersei's... The tragedy of Cersei is that she is like the creator of her own misery.
Tragedy, yeah.
That she's... Yeah. I'm so glad that he left her at last, but I do think, looking back, it could have been done more dramatically. Because that is... The moment that Jaime leaves Cersei is so big.
Yeah.
It's one of the biggest moments you can think of happening between characters in that show. Like, that relationship just breaking is...
They could have done with 2 more full seasons, really, couldn't they? Rather
Yeah.
than these weird, like, Why is this even happening? Like, Game of Thrones is literally the most popular TV show on planet Earth, and the budget it has must be one of the largest on TV. Yet, for some reason, with the final 2 seasons, they decided that a 7-episode season and a 6-episode season is what we need to wrap it up.
They're trying to make them sort of like mini films, I think. But at the cost of some character development, maybe.
They're not, though, because they're still episode length.
Yeah, I don't know, I think maybe they're trying to make them feel a bit more like mini, sort of like, blockbuster kind of things. I don't know. It's not working for me as much as I thought it was. We've come to the end and I've realised that all this stuff has happened and I haven't really felt it that much. I didn't really feel it. What was it for? I could have hung on for another 4 or 5 years, really. Could you?
3.
4 years.
2. 2 probably. I don't want to wait forever.
I could have waited longer. What else do you want to talk about,
You
bro?
still can if you want. We'll save the episodes when they come out.
I can
Watch
space them out a bit.
2 a year, yeah.
And then it will feel more impactful for
Yeah.
me. Okay, what else did you want to talk about in the episode?
Littlefinger did not deserve to die like that.
No, I mean,
In my personal opinion. You disagree with me at first.
No, it's like, I agree that Littlefinger should have died. Out of all the characters, he is a little rat, and I can't
But
stand
should
him.
he have ever died?
Not like that, he shouldn't.
Not
like that.
The point is, though, with Littlefinger is that he's such a snake that he does survive.
Yes.
So the fact he was just straight up, like, killed in front... I didn't like it at all. It was wrong. He shouldn't have died like that.
No, it didn't feel... I mean, I know it was supposed to be like this empowering moment, like the 3 Starks together, like, oh look, we're turning on Littlefinger. Let's even make it dramatic by pretending that Arya's on trial.
Yeah,
Let's
well,
even...
do you reckon everyone was in on that, or what?
I hope Arya was in on that. I mean, imagine poor Arya thinking, oh,
So she's
Sansa's
a
actually
weirdo
gonna...
now.
She's
She
actually
wouldn't
gonna
be
sentence me to
fazed
death.
by it.
Yeah.
Weirdo.
Oh, great, an execution.
I was like, oh, okay.
I'll kill you all.
Weirdo.
I just feel like it wasn't very. My issue was that it just didn't seem very fair because I was assuming there'd be some sort of like trial rather than. Anyway, I'm accusing you of this.
The trial of Peter Baelish could have been an entire season length.
And then out of nowhere, Varys comes to defend him.
Yeah, it could have been. Yeah, seriously, it could
Hello,
have been.
my friend.
Like an entire.
He might
season's
be a
worth of plot.
distasteful little rat, but you need him on your side.
Yeah.
I don't know. It just felt.
The fact that Varys and Littlefinger didn't even get a reunion before he died. Like,
I know.
We are
Varys
never
doesn't
going to see Varys and Littlefinger again.
Do you think that somewhere, wherever Varys was at that time, he felt that? He didn't know why. He just felt that pain.
Yeah.
Like his heart just broke, and he
He's
wasn't
got
sure
no
why.
one he can be like. He's got no one on his level anymore.
No, I think he's gonna like. It's gonna be a sad life for Varys now. Like it's like Sherlock and Moriarty in a way. It's like you don't have your foil anymore.
Yeah, it's like the Batman
What
and
do
Joker.
you even do?
Yeah.
What do you do anymore? But no, I just don't know if it was fair because like you can't just accuse someone and then just
No one even
kill
questioned
them.
it. Yeah.
No one was like, okay, well, Peter, what do you have to say?
Ned would have been turning in his grave.
He would have. To be fair,
Even after everything Littlefinger Peter Baelish did to Ned, Ned would still be turning in his grave.
that was Ned's personality, wasn't
Yeah.
it? He would have wanted him to have a trial and then to be executed once
He
everyone
who
knew what he'd
passes
done.
the sentence swings the sword.
Yeah. Which was kind
Which
of
didn't
true.
happen.
Kind
No,
of.
it did not
The
happen.
Stark sisters working as a unit in a way.
That's not fair. That's like me. Oh, that's not. No.
Did you want to extend the scene by having Sansa walk around the table and can I borrow your? How do I? Oh, I don't really.
No, but there could have been a scene where they actually like passed the sentence.
And then who would swing the sword?
Well, it
Sansa.
could have still been Arya, but they could have taken it like
Oh right. Okay.
line by line, like Peter Baelish, you are under.
Yes, that would have felt better. All the Northern Lords standing there knowing
as
what
like
he'd done.
Sansa like towers over him, and then Arya could have like.
Imagine Sansa saying, "Are there any last words?" or something like that, and then
Yeah.
just looking away coldly as. Oh yeah, but they're going on the say-so of Bran. I mean, what's their evidence for all this?
Oh, Bran's
Bran's
such
just
a
like-
little snitch, isn't he? Oh, he's such a little snitch. Oh my god.
On the say-so of Bran, they literally killed a guy.
What a yeah.
That was their evidence.
Oh.
That's not judicial.
He could
like
have
that.
got away with it, but Bran's like that. Oh, actually, you said.
And no one says, Bran, how do you know this? And can you prove that you know this, please?
What a little
They're just like-
snitch. Well, okay, we'll go from Bran. Right? So, supposedly he is all-knowing. He knows everything. He's seen everything.
Yeah.
Yet, it's only when Samuel Tarly comes in, using the information
That Gilly found.
that he also took no notice of,
I know!
I'd just like to say.
And then he also took the credit for it.
And he then takes the credit for
I
it.
found this.
Yeah. He's like, oh, hang on, actually, hold on. And then Bran's like, what do you mean? This can help me piece together the puzzle of what happened. Whereas Bran would know everything that already happened.
Bran can just literally watch it.
Why would Bran not know anything? Yeah.
It doesn't make any sense.
And then we got the lovely montage,
Are we going for the Jon
reveal.
and Danny? Oh my god.
which was just the weirdest
It
thing.
was disgusting. It was absolutely disgusting.
And I don't know what we were supposed to feel during this scene.
Sick.
I don't know. Because they did it in like a triumphant way, like, oh. And then we saw him, as literally the moment it was revealed he was a Targaryen, we saw him with his arm.
And neither of them know about it, and
And
was
it-
just...
Why?
it-
What are we supposed to feel when you're showing us this? Like, are we... We don't know as audience members if we're supposed to yet feel alright with it or not.
I don't think I'll ever feel alright with it until they know what's going on.
Yeah, well, exactly,
I'm 100% certain Jon will not be okay with
We
that.
don't know if next season it's going to be played as something that's alright or something that's going to be played as, oh
Next
god.
series is a comedy.
Probably.
Sort of like a sort of comedy, sort of like How I Met Your Mother
Like a rom-com.
kind of thing, where Jon finds out about his history.
Yeah.
I just found it just gross and disgusting, and it just didn't feel right. It felt too soon. I just don't buy the chemistry with Jon and Danny at all. It feels like it's going too fast. I'm not against Jon and Danny liking each other. Just forget the incest thing for a moment, just going based on chemistry. it needs to be more of a distant thing. Like, there's like this constant issue between them, which is that Jon is like too following rules, Dany is a little bit tyrannical at times.
Yeah.
The fact that they're already together is just ridiculous, and I think Tyrion felt our discomfort.
Well, you know, when we first saw the back of someone's head looking at the door, I genuinely thought it was Jorah. I genuinely thought it was Jorah. Oh.
Your nephew.
Lucy, oh dear.
Poor Jorah at the end of the episode.
Oh.
Jorah walking off with his head down. Like.
Yeah, genuinely thought it was Jorah at first.
Well, I'm glad Jorah didn't have to see that, really. I'm really glad. Tyrion... What's Tyrion thinking? I mean, is Tyrion... There's rumours that he's actually working for the Lannisters now, because we haven't talked about his conversation with Cersei, have we?
Yeah.
Which, might I add, as someone who's a fan of the Lannister family and their drama, how excellent was that scene where it really came across like Tyrion's motives and Cersei's motives both made complete sense. It just... It didn't feel forced. The fact that... I think that somewhere in there you can kind of sense that Cersei does love Tyrion. And it was really weird because she hates him too, but she couldn't kill him in that moment. It was like, you're on my level, Tyrion's very bright. I think she just... I don't know, that fascinates me.
Yeah, but if Tyrion has made some sort of deal with Cersei, how brilliant would that be for his character arc? That he's actually risking everything to protect the potential youngest Lannister that's about to come in. Like, he's obviously doing it because of the baby. Like, because it was the moment he realised she was pregnant that he was like, oh, hang on.
And it's Jaime's child.
Tyrion risks everything to make sure that baby survives.
He loved his nephews and his niece.
Yeah.
And he loves Jaime, and I do think he does love and hate Cersei. I think Tyrion feels like they were all sort of victims of their father. Tyrion's the smartest. He's identified Tywin as the villain, really. He can see that Cersei's trying to replicate Tywin, and he kind of feels sorry for her, I think. I think Tyrion and Cersei and Jaime just are fascinating. Yeah. More Lannister drama, please. It's what I want in my life. Did we end on... Oh no, the last scene was obviously the wall coming down, but the second to last scene was the Jon and Dany scene, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And it did leave a weird taste
when we saw
in my mouth.
Rhaegar for the first time.
Right, honestly, guys, what were your...
I feel so bad for this actor. So bad. Everyone's like, oh, he's not as beautiful as I'd imagined him to be. This poor guy is just like...
No, but it's not that the guy himself isn't attractive.
I think he looks a bit like John Cena. His profile looks a bit like John Cena.
A tiny bit. But it's not that he's unattractive as a person, like, don't get me wrong. It's just that aesthetic, that image, was not what I envisioned for Rhaegar.
No, I mean, I don't know much about it at all. Like, I've not read the books, I've not read descriptions about him, but I imagine him being sort of a bit bigger,
buff, you know?
Probably with a better haircut than that.
Yeah.
Even
his body language was a bit...
I don't know why they couldn't have given him the John Man bun. How iconic would that have been if he'd actually had
the white hair version of the man bun?
Yeah.
Someone who actually looked a little bit like Kit Harington, maybe.
Oh, a tiny bit, yeah.
That could have worked out really well. I mean, I imagined him as a bit like looking a little bit like Heath Ledger, a little bit like Chris Hemsworth, kind of.
Yeah.
Like that sort of medieval archetypal hero kind of thing.
Yeah, and I didn't like what he was wearing either. I don't know why.
No, and also...
It was just like a weird little dressing gown. I don't know. It wasn't...
When you think that's your one scene of Rhaegar, the first time anyone sees him, and you don't put him in his B clothes, do you? You dress him up.
Yeah, you should have worn
Rhaegar.
Targaryen armour.
Like Jaime Lannister's cool armour.
Yeah,
I'm thinking like
a
full
cool dragon version of it. Yeah.
Now another controversy here. Now, as someone who reads the books, I'm slightly concerned that Jon's real name is Aegon Targaryen, because if you're a reader of the books, you will know that Rhaegar's other son is also called Aegon.
Yeah.
He literally named his sons the same name, and I just... How disrespectful to Elia and his other son. Like, people are saying online, like, maybe he was just planning to call them Brown Aegon and White Aegon.
Probably. Yeah.
Why would you... It's just not been a good episode for Rhaegar. In general. It's just not what I wanted.
They want to do the spin-off though, don't they? They want to actually make a show all about Rhaegar and
Robert's Rebellion. Is that the...
So I'm
I love
wondering if
that.
they're actually going to continue to cast that guy, or if they were just... They must have it in mind that
They've
they
got
want.
a chance to redeem him, though. I mean, if they do cast that guy, they can show us what Rhaegar is capable of being.
Yeah, they're quick to like, dude, like, work out. We're gonna make your hair better.
He might have already been really buff though. Like it's literally just the
it might have been
outfit
that weird.
was so like
it
pressing
it wasn't
down.
him. It's the outfit and the hair, really.
It was it wasn't the guy.
No.
It was just Viserys was cooler than Rhaegar.
Yeah, that's
and
true.
Viserys is a little
He was a
weirdo.
bit cool. Yeah.
But somehow he was cooler. So I don't get it. Yeah, I don't think have we got anything else to.
I don't know. I'd say that the final shots of like the White Walkers and the Viserion White Dragon were awesome.
They were fantastic.
They were beautiful shots.
Yeah.
Like this is probably like almost exactly how I imagined it would be. Like all those seasons ago.
It was better than I imagined it
Yeah,
would be.
it's like when Viserion whizzed past the first time. You know when Tormund and Beric were like, oh, "What's that?" Oh,
There we go.
That noise he makes when he's like, oh,
He's the coolest dragon now.
oh. He is the
I'm kind of
coolest dragon.
tempted to like switch sides
Yeah.
and be with like the Night King. Like.
If he doesn't take out, not Drogon but the other one, I'll be disappointed. I don't remember their names other
really
than
care about the other one.
No.
Like, nah.
Marcella. We'll call it Marcella. Viserion is Tom and it can be Marcella.
Yeah, the Marcella.
Yeah. What? I was just watching your reaction there and I was watching you break. You're like,
I don't know what happened. I was just thinking of so many thoughts. Before we go, right, so the Night King, we just have to say, just place your bets. What does the Night King actually want?
well, certainly not the bloody Ice Queen, whatever you were saying last week.
No, I'm still.
Doesn't want a bloody Ice Queen. What is he Ice Queen for?
He might need an ice cream. He might need an ice king. He might see Tormund on the top of that wall. And we all think A Song of Ice and Fire applies to Jon and Dany.
It's actually...
Tormund, red hair, kissed by fire, right? It's all about the Night King and Tormund.
Mind you, that could apply to the Night King and Sansa as well, though, so...
Mate, that is the love triangle to come.
Yeah.
A Song of Ice and Fire and Fire.
Fire with fire with fire with fire, maybe with fire.
Thank you so much for following our reviews this year. Next year we're going to do the same thing, if it's even back next year, however long it takes them.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah,
I
that'd be
can't
ages.
wait more than a year.
We could make a series pretending we're watching it. Like...
Or just like confusing everyone by like talking about scenes that don't exist.
yeah.
That John scene was just
Yeah.
so out of character.
Can't believe.
Maybe we can review something else. Like, how do you feel about reviewing Doctor Who next year? If you're about, we could Skype review.
Yeah.
We might do a
We'll
bit.
see what's on. Yeah.
We'll see what goes down. But thank you so much. For
Mind
watching.
you, we'll probably do a review for the Christmas Doctor Who, won't we?
We will. We will, and we'll be back. Thank you so much for watching, and
We'll be back.
thank you for embracing Dan and taking him into your hearts. And like, I get messages saying, "When are you going to make your next review?" And yeah, thanks Dan for doing these reviews with me.
It's alright.
You've really
I'd like to thank
helped.
that one person that got no likes or comments on their comment that said something like, when are you going to go back to doing videos by yourself? Getting tired of these videos with Dan. I'd like to thank you personally. I
And
hope
with
you live
that-
a long and happy life.
And with that, we're going to go. Thank you so much. Bye.
Oh.